Hey, welcome to Women's Atheists Unload. Today, we're going to be talking about the recent change of laws. As you've probably heard, the 10 Commandments being posted in public schools in certain states. So, we're going to be talking about which 10 Commandments is this really helpful, and providing some other commentary with special guests, Kat, Carrie Morgan, Alma. Welcome to Women's Atheists Unload.
I know you told your friend.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Hello.
Hey, everyone.
Hey. Hi, Anne. How are you been?
Good. Do we have? Oh, I didn't know if Kat was joining us as well. Is she joining behind the scenes?
I just joined behind the scenes.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, so we're talking about something that's affecting us right here, right now, and that is the addition of the 10 Commandments being mandated to be posted in some of our public schools. So, where should we start?
Well, I think that we should start with how is this even legal? Like, I'm not quite versed in, U.S. law since I don't even live there. So, but this is, I don't know. I had the idea that you guys had in the Constitution that the government should not promote any religion.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly right. In fact, it's built in right into our Constitution. There's what's called an establishment clause, and it specifically prohibits the government from making any laws respecting promoting a religion. So this is specifically promoting Christianity, because I mean, they're not putting like Sharia law up there, or I don't know, the satanic temple laws. This is specifically Christianity in public schools. So this is a government entity.
Yep.
And there's something called the Lemon Test, which was built out of a court case, Lemon versus whoever. It was a Supreme Court case where they came up with 3 questions to kind of say, is this violating the establishment clause? And I think this fails the Lemon Test. So I don't understand either how this is constitutional. I think this is going to get pushed back.
I would agree with that. Texas is already they tried to sign it into law, but there's so far not been confirmation that it is a law yet. And hopefully they get enough pushback that it won't become a law. I find the audacity it's just astronomical to me. The country was allegedly supposed to have been founded on freedom from religion. And here they're doing exactly what they left England for. And it's just another genocide, in my opinion. They came over and took over the land of the Native Americans, tried to whitewash their culture, and they're doing it again. They're doing it again.
That's a great point. And I think they wouldn't describe their history that way. And that's part of the issue. They're taking over the education system and teaching a different history that's painting the picture that this nation's founded upon Christian nationalism when that's not the case. So it even has already infiltrated our government with the whole motto of "In God We Trust." So I think they're using that as sort of a foothold to further get into, like, we're not promoting our religion, we're just promoting the nation's motto. And they kind of use that as a way in.
Yeah. And "In God We Trust" wasn't even on the money at first. And neither was "One Nation Under God" in the pledge until I think the 50s or something. I might be wrong on that. But
no, I think you're right.
What are you doing?
They're rewriting history and then putting it in the public school system, so where they're teaching it to everybody.
Yeah. I do remember last year there was a thing with Texas where they wanted to push getting the 10 Commandments displayed in schools, but there was some catch. Like, they could only do that if it had been gifted to the school. And so far, I don't know of any schools that have had the 10 Commandments gifted to them yet. That said, my youngest is almost 17, so he's about to be a junior in high school. So I don't have any littles. And I asked him the other day, does your school have anything, religious, any 10 Commandments or anything like that posted? And he looked at me like I was out of my mind. So no, they don't, not yet anyway. And hopefully there's enough pushback that won't be the case. But.
Well, I can tell you in my state, it is posted, not the 10 Commandments, but In God We Trust on all the public schools. And that was, well, as you mentioned, donated. So that's kind of how it got through the Constitution and not government funded or government led. They're just accepting a donation.
Oh, a gift. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's so nice.
Uh-huh. But I mean, it really can have an impact because I wasn't raised religious. I wasn't raised by parents who wanted me to grow up in the church, but because I was exposed to it everywhere else, I became a believer. So this is something that would have an impact on people.
Wow.
So with that said, what are we even talking about here? I mean, 10 Commandments, what does that look like? Because I think we have an idea that there's one set of 10 Commandments, but as it turns out, there's different sets of commandments. One of them's 12, one of them's 10. Like there's not even a set 10 commandments that we're even speaking of. So let's take actually, I guess you wanted to start with the announcement of the law then?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I found a video where it says that they are talking about the civil liberty groups say that the 10 Commandments is a violation of religious freedom. So this is like a newscast that they were talking about what is happening, and when they did the announcement for the law that the government signed.
Under the Constitution. This bill mandates the displaying of the 10 Commandments in every classroom in public, elementary, secondary.
Every classroom in every school, every level. What do you think about that?
I think it's gross.
What value is this actually providing? And I think I've seen some memes that were saying that Louisiana was like ranked 47th in terms of education. So it's
That's what I saw.
We don't need to be funding these for every classroom. Let's put the funds and attention to getting a better education.
Yeah. To me, it won't make any sense for them to put something in there because the kids who are putting it in front, they don't even know how to read. So
not yet.
What's the deal then?
Oh, true.
Okay, let's see what else he says.
Post-education schools in the state of Louisiana.
Post-education schools? So they don't want even leave you alone after you finish high school?
Yeah, that sounds like they want to put it in like colleges.
Yeah.
Go away.
Surrounded by students, Governor Jeff Landry proudly signed the bill into law.
Oh, somebody passed out in there.
There's that little girl. He just went whoop.
Okay.
I hope she's okay.
Describing it as one of his favorites in the education plan. Civil Liberties Group.
Yeah. So they want to make sure that the kids read or have that in their face since they start the first grade until they leave the university, I guess.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. And I think that this goes to the indoctrination part, because if there is something that I noticed is that like in the case of my family, when we started to stop going as often to the meetings of the Jehovah's Witnesses, that was when my mom and everybody was like starting to notice things, starting to not to be so influenced by them, and kind of started the disconnection between my family and that religion. So I think there is like a really good point that they have noticed that if they don't hammer that into you every single day and of your life, at some point you're going to just stop. And what do you think about that?
Especially since education, a lot of times what you're learning is contradicting biblical teachings like evolution and your immune system and how the universe works and things like that. I think this is a way for them to try to attach themselves to a legitimate academic foundation as a way to legitimize themselves, but it's really contrary to what they're teaching. So it's pretty shady marketing
Yeah.
ploy, propaganda.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And like you mentioned, and okay, you want to put the 10 commandments, but first of all, there is not 10. First of all, there is not only one list. So which one?
Yeah.
So
Like,
that's already illegitimizing this idea that God has this set standard for morality and he wants to convey this standard. Well, no, what's the standard? It's different. It's inconsistent. Like what it's unclear. So it's from the get-go, it's already a faulty premise.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like if we look into the Bible, and the one of the lists that we find in there is Deuteronomy 5. This is one of the mentions of the commandments. Um, but it says here, and this caught my attention, and it says here about the covenant is with us, with all of us who are alive here today. So this was not for us. It was for the people who was alive back there.
That's a good
That's
point.
yeah. That very specifically here today. Huh.
You know, and isn't that a staple of Christianity? Like he didn't come here, he came to fulfill the law. So now you don't have to follow all these laws. So then why are we so adamant about posting them in the schools?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I might be not completely accurate on my thoughts here, but this is not unlike the Middle East. My father used to live in Beirut. His stepmom is from over there. She was born in Jeddah. So she and my dad and my grandfather have shared stories with me over the years, over my upbringing, about how it was before the Civil War over there. Before the 70s, the women were allowed to be like we are here. They could drive. They could have long hair. They didn't have to cover up and things like that. And then the religious people came into political power. And now we have women who have to wear burqas and they're not allowed to drive and all this other very extreme, from our viewpoint, very extreme behavior. And, they're at risk of death if they don't follow through. I don't understand how the U.S., who was, again, started on religious freedom from religion. I don't understand how they have suddenly decided that this is a Christian nation and suddenly decided that they get to make the decisions for everyone. No, you don't get to make the decisions for everyone. And how are you not seeing the comparison? For years, you collectively have complained and griped and pointed fingers about how things are done over there, but you're doing it here. Do you not see that? How do you not see that? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And really the only thing that's driving their idea that this is what everybody should be doing is because they think it's the universal truth.
Yeah.
And so I think it'll be interesting for us to dig into each one of the 10 commandments and seeing how true is this? How helpful or harmful is this commandment?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wanted to point out that the first 4 are just talking about how insecure is God.
Let's see.
So what are they?
Because the first 4 is like the first one that he is saying that I am the Lord your God, the one who brought you from Egypt out of the land of slavery. So it seems there that he didn't like slavery, but later on they told him that I'm cool with it.
Hmm.
Okay.
Not only that, but just to bring in a historical perspective, the way that the slavery is depicted in the Bible has not been corroborated historically. And there was the historical account that we have doesn't have any evidence of there being an exodus, there being slavery of the Jews by the Egyptians. So this seems to be not even historically accurate, but we won't even go there.
That's a whole nother show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another whole show.
Don't
The
get me
second is,
started.
you shall not have other gods before me. And like, oh my God, a little bit insecure there.
And
Okay.
doesn't that imply there's other gods? So you're
Yeah.
not the only god then.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you shall not make for yourself an image in the form of anything in heaven or above them. Remind me that there's people who has like a cross with a dude in there, in in their necks.
Mhm.
And also I don't know. It reminds me also about this little thing, that I saw when I was a kid. Let me see if I can show you that.
Well,
I don't know. These people, I don't think they are following that.
I still remember when I was a Christian and someone said to me, like, I think it was somebody quoting Rob Bell or something like, how would God feel if he heard you praising the name of Jesus after he said, put no other God's names before me? And I'm like, that would be weird. We're saying Jesus, Jesus. And like they try to justify it and say, well, it's the same. It's reincarnated. It's the same. But it's like, but it's different names. And we're worshiping this one instead of saying this one's name. And it just seemed odd after someone pointed it out to me.
Yeah. Also, like the Catholic Church is pretty much cool with you praying to Saint Judah, Virgin
Aha.
Mary, uh,
Guadalupe.
Guadalupe, whoever you wanna pick from there. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that also already went out of the window. Okay.
Yeah.
Now the third one.
And
Also,
do we really need that to be in public school system? Like to say, this is so much good. It's bringing morality. We need to. I mean, I don't
If
really think
if
that's
you
detrimental.
if you need some kind of God to make you be a good person, maybe you're not a good person.
exactly.
You can
Mhm.
be a good person without God too. I am.
Mhm.
I mean, I try not to go out there being an asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
And here literally said, you shall not bow down to them or worship them. I don't know how many people is right now at this hour at church worshiping the Virgin Mary. So,
Mm.
Mhm.
and it says that the Lord is a jealous God and blah blah blah. But it
Well,
says here something, punishing the children for the sins of the parents to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me.
so first of all, that's manipulation, right? Like
Yep.
it's putting pressure on the person. Like all of your family members have to believe because then the sin is going to be put on you. But
And you're
then
gonna pass it
also
on.
exactly. And then it's also contradictory because there's other parts that's like that in the Bible that says that sin is not passed on from the generation to the generation. And this one is saying that it
It
is.
is. Yeah.
It is. Uh, but I don't think that is going to apply to me because it says in the 10, showing love to the 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commandments. So I can do whatever I want because my grandma was very religious. So I'm home free.
Yes, and it's clear there it's not only loving but also keeping the commandments, following these laws, but then in other parts of the Bible it's like, well, it's not about your fruits, it's about your heart, and well, it doesn't matter if you sin. Jesus
Still love
died for
you.
your sins and forgave you, and so it's just
Mhm.
still not consistent.
Not at all. Not at all. There's a lot of double speak.
Uh-huh.
Mhm. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God, and for the Lord will not hold anyone guiltless who misuses his name. So, oh my
What
God,
does
he
that
gets
look like?
so offended. What is it? If I say, I don't know, Jehovah,
I
Yahweh, I don't even know how to pronounce that.
I
Or
took that
even
to
if you're
me.
like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, that's how it was taught to me growing up as a witness, that we shouldn't say, "Oh my God." Now, my mom, I think she finally gave up on trying to fight that when I was very, very young, knee high to a grasshopper, because everybody in the family said, "Oh my God," you know. But
Or
every now and then she would hear
gosh.
us. Yeah, and oh no, we can't say "gosh" because that's a euphemism for "oh my God."
Okay.
I can't.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's pretty like, and still again, I ask, is this really something that important to where you need to put
Yeah.
in every single classroom
Yeah, like this
for
this
all
is
kids to follow?
yeah, this is stuff that parents should be teaching their kids. And I got to give my dad a little bit of respect here. Um we had a rough life, but in this particular aspect, he was, while he was making sure that we were going to the Kingdom Hall with our mom and going out in field service and crap like that, he somehow had logic, and he would tell us, like, you know, you can't this kind of stuff, like religion should be taught at home. Certain things should be taught at home that doesn't belong in school. And
Mm.
you know, looking back now, it's finding those little gems of logic throughout my childhood. They all came from my dad. My mom, she's pretty stuck in it, but dad would say things like that. You know, that kind of stuff needs to be taught at home that doesn't belong in schools.
And where's the part about be kind to others or don't harm others?
Yeah.
And even today, I went to hear Seth Andrews speak today, and he's
Mm.
like, if God had put, since we just discovered that germs cause infectious diseases like 150 years ago, if God had put in the 10 Commandments, wash your hands, do you know how many deaths he could have prevented throughout the
Yeah.
years?
Yeah.
That's way
Yeah.
more valuable.
Yeah, and but Jesus was the one who said that don't do that because nothing that comes into the mouth is contaminated. Only what comes out. So then that was
Oh,
his defense for not washing his hands when he was about to eat with somebody.
so
So
we
they
could
all,
come up with better 10 Commandments than
I think
God did.
so. Yeah. I think so.
yeah.
You know what? Maybe we should.
Yeah.
Then this is another one that I don't know. I don't think that I have never seen it, many Christians doing it. Observe the Sabbath.
Yeah.
Mm, that
It's
should
not
not
very
do
common.
any work. Neither you, your son, your daughter, nobody should work
Yeah.
because they were slaves in Egypt, so now they should not work.
I know. So these people who are advocating for these 10 commandments, are they following these rules?
Doubtful.
I'm sure they're like doing kids sports and shopping and
Yep.
involved in activities on the Sabbath.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Then there is the honor your father and your mother. Mm, okay, I have. There are a lot of fathers and mothers out there that they don't do anything to their kids. They're like pretty decent people. But I don't think that this should be like an universal thing that should be
Mhm.
regarded
Agreed.
because just as it is like there is really good parents, no matter if they are Christians or whatever faith, there is also like really crappy ones.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to
Like
show you
that.
right now. Yep.
Yeah, like Gypsy Rose, for example, like, she was being
Oh,
abused and being tortured, basically.
yeah.
I mean, we're just supposed to say, yeah, honor your mother and father. That's what the commandments say. I mean, I think there's definitely subjectivity to that and not like this universal morality built upon this principle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like how much honor does this guy deserve?
Dang.
Like
So this
seriously.
father allowed his 8-year-old son to drive so he could sleep while he was drunk.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
Jeez.
Hmm.
What a gem.
So he was just honoring his father,
Yeah. Kid was doing what he was told.
Yeah.
So there's a you shall not murder. Well, um,
Oh,
2
wait,
pages
sorry.
later.
I wanted to say one more thing going back to the
Mhm.
honor of mother and father.
Oh,
I
okay.
recently heard a story of traveling pastors who were basically pimping out their kids to the pastors as they travel to the different places.
Oh, that's disgusting.
And I feel like commandments like this sort of justify some of these abuses that are happening with kids, like just giving parents this sense of authority. We have to do what I say. I'm in charge of you. You're have to be submissive to me. I mean, that kind of power can definitely be abused and be corrupted.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's enraging. That's
Yes.
wow.
Disgusting.
Yep.
Yeah. Now we go to the next one that says shall not murder. It's not like anybody's going to disagree with this one,
I was
but
gonna say, I feel like that goes
then
without saying.
No, I mean, but no, though. I feel like there's still subjectivity to it. Because think about soldiers, they're
Oh,
killing people.
yeah,
that is a point.
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
You're right.
That's what I
police.
was going. That
Yep.
most of the churches that I knew around the area where I used to live in the U.S., they'll just go about and send care packages to soldiers. I don't think that every soldier that they send a care package was just an angel over there overseas.
Yeah, they're heroes. They're seen as heroes. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
same thing with
and
police.
Mm-hmm.
They're
And it
they're
becomes
murdering people
hero
sometimes.
worship. Yeah.
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 mhm.
I wonder why nobody freaking trusts them. That's a whole nother show.
Y'all, I remember when I was a believer, I literally remember my dad saying, like, if somebody were trying to kill you or something, I would kill them. And I'm like, no, don't do that. Like, I don't want you to go to hell. Like, just
Oh,
let God take care of it. I'll be dead, but God, yeah, at least you'll go to heaven. And it's just like,
No,
really? Like, for
it's-
protecting your life? I mean, that's a pretty good reason to
yeah.
kill somebody
yeah.
if your survival
Self-defense.
was
Right.
at risk, you know?
Mhm.
Right.
And yes, how a lot of people has pointed out that after giving them this commandment, um, when he finds people worshiping the golden calf, he sends Moses and his people to kill everybody in there. So what the hell? Where was
Mhm.
this?
Oh
I
yeah.
know
Yeah.
God doesn't follow his own commandments.
No.
You
This
do
rule
it
is
as I
only
say,
for.
not as I do.
That's right. This is only for you guys. It's not for God.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But don't you dare call God immoral because
No.
he sets the
Uh,
standard. He just doesn't follow it.
yeah. You shall not commit adultery. I think David, the King David, should have benefit from that.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know.
and then like what if the adultery is consensual? Like what if maybe okay, let's say a scenario where one of the partners was undergoing chemo and couldn't do something sexually and they're going to hold back their partner in this one life to live and they gave them consent. Hey, go be with that person. Both parties are agreeing
if
it's a
everybody's
benefit
on
to
board,
one person.
Yeah.
you know, why would that be something that you should go to hell for forever?
Yeah.
Or even like open relationships
Yep.
where they're both
Yep.
consenting.
Mhm.
Polyamory, that's a thing, man.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of my loved ones are within that community, and there's nothing wrong with it. Everybody's good with it. So, you know, mind your business.
Mhm.
And again, is this really public school,
Do I
elementary
need that?
school
Like,
material?
yeah, no, for real.
Yeah,
I don't need my
because
8-year-old looking at that. Yeah.
yeah. What about like the kindergarten kids and first graders? Do they? Who's going to explain it? What's adultery?
Yeah. Is that appropriate language for your average 5, 6, 8, 10-year-old? You know, that's another subject that parents should take care of, you know?
What if there was that situation with somebody they knew, and now they're worried this person's going to hell and
Yep.
this God is going to punish them because of this. It's just a whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it becomes a
Like
big
how-
old mess on the head of a little child who should not have the information about their neighbor, you know?
Exactly.
And but where's the part in the Bible anywhere that it says make sure you have consensual sex with adults and not minors and don't harm children and don't rape women? Where's those parts?
That's a
No, I
good
think
question.
he forgot to give him that part. It was
Yeah.
too
Those are
easy.
just suggestions.
Yeah, it will be it should be called the 10 suggestions. You shall not steal. Okay, everybody is like, okay, this has to be like a good one. But we have all seen people that sometimes they are like really really down on their luck. Like I remember at one point I have oh, she was not my friend. I just knew her from the apartments where I live. And her situation was so bad that one time she was stealing formula from a store.
I look
So
the
I
other
was
way.
like, what was she supposed to do? Just let her kid die of hunger?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I didn't see anything. You're stealing baby food, you're stealing formula, you're stealing food to eat.
Diapers? I don't know.
I
I,
don't
I
see
didn't
anything.
saw it. Yeah.
It's not right, but I understand why it happens. And in that instance, you're doing what you need to do to get by, to take care of your family. Your kid needs diapers. Your kid needs food. You need to eat. Because if you don't eat, then who's going to be there to feed your kid? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I get it.
Yeah. In the same scenario, they could be seen as a hero for having saved a life while
Yeah.
stealing.
Yeah. Look at it just a little bit differently. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. Well,
How
I'm not so
how
against that,
valuable is that?
but there is times that sometimes you have to lie even to save your neighbor. Like I said, if somebody had asked me, hey, did you saw that woman put the formula on her coat? No.
Mm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's interesting when it comes to morality. We did this experiment at work where we were talking about sort of the gray area, and they were just asking questions like, "Okay, do you believe illegal immigration is wrong?" Okay, most of the people were like, "Yes, it's wrong," but they're like, "Well, would you hire an illegal immigrant if it's cheaper labor for this?" So they're like, "Yes." Most people were like, "Yes, I would hire the illegal immigrant." So it was like
Mhm.
it just depends on the circumstance and where you are. I mean, it's really subjective. And I think that's brings light to the importance of using reason, your own reason to make decisions and not, you don't need to have somebody give you this law for you to be able to make decisions about what's right and wrong for you.
Mhm. And like somebody in the chat said that they mentioned Anne Frank. The people who was covering for them, they were lying. They were giving
Mhm.
false testimony to the authorities. So yeah, it is not something that it's not a good commandment to follow just as it is.
Life is much more gray than black and white.
Hmm. Well, it says, you shall not cover your neighbor's wife. Again, I remember David here.
Oh yeah, God.
It said, not decided.
And gave false testimony, sort of about like sending. Wasn't he the one that sent the wife's husband off to war
Off to
or
war.
something?
Yeah. Yep.
He was a real peach too, a pillar
Yes.
of the congregation.
Exactly. And for that, he deserved to be like the descendant of the greatest Jesus. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
right.
and here it talks about the wife, the slaves, ox, donkey, anything that belongs to a neighbor. So you see, women are property.
Yeah.
Mm,
This is very clear. Women
yeah.
are property, and therefore it shall be treated like that. So, and this is another commandment that um, I don't know how they're going to explain that to a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
So this is the one that is
Or
going in Deuteronomy, but like I said, they have different versions in the same Bible. So we have this in Exodus. That is a different version of what we just read. And the first part, it is kind of like the same thing. That do not make idols, but it does go a little bit further. It doesn't say only that do not make idols and do not worship them. He said that you have to break down the altars, smash the sacred stones, cut down the Asherah poles. Do not worship any other god.
that's really what really the whole Bible is about. I mean, at least I could say for the Old Testament, there's so many stories that seem like they're trying to be applicable to our life now, but if you learn the history and the origin and the context, they're really just trying to speak against other gods, because there was a pantheon of gods being worshipped, and they're trying to make their god be the best god,
The only God.
the
And
only god, and that's all this was about. Like, this doesn't bring
cultural
value to
decimation.
children of today.
Yeah.
So if they put this version of the Ten Commandments, who's going to go break down the altars?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now I'm sorry. Oh, this is part of the commandments. Be careful not to make a treaty with those who live in the land. So what does this mean? That because they have other gods, so this is part of the commandments that you shall not treat the people who live originally in anywhere fairly, because
Yeah.
they're less than, so
That sounds to me like,
a little bit racist.
yeah, I was going to say, to circle that back around to the Native Americans, breaking down their altars, as well as being careful not to make treaty with them. That's exactly how the Europeans treated my Native ancestors, and so many cultures that were already here. So it just, God, it's just all tied in. God. Ow.
Yeah.
It
There's
so is.
a super chat. I want to thank Jesus Tales. And yes, we're going to be reviewing all that too. Yeah.
What was it? Jesus Tales?
And it says, will we be reviewing the 10 Commandments from Exodus 34 and
Yes.
28? They're very different, but the context says that they are the 10 Commandments given by Moses. Yep.
Exactly. I feel like Christians don't even realize that. They just assume,
Yeah.
oh, there's the 10 Commandments, but no, there's not. There's not a set 10 Commandments.
Exactly. So if you see, the list it's not even the same one. The first four commandments doesn't even are the same as the one that we just read. It does mention the idols, but
What the hell is a cross if it's not an idol?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now this is another commandment. Are you gonna make the kids celebrate the festivals?
Right? Christians aren't celebrating a festival of unleavened bread
No,
for 7 days.
no Christian I know.
No.
I mean,
Are they going to celebrate that? I don't think so. Now, this is one that I mark because I think it's very interesting. The first offspring of every womb belongs to me, including all the firstborn males of your livestock. Whatever, redeem the firstborn donkey with the lamb. If you do not redeem it, break its neck.
Wait, what does that mean? Like,
Yeah.
what does that look like to belong, your first offspring to belong to God?
You have to sacrifice it?
Exactly.
Break its neck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that just seems violent. Aren't we not supposed to murder? Just because it's a donkey doesn't mean we're not murdering it.
Exactly. And
like
it
a
not
murder
only applies to the
attempt.
donkey, it also applies to your kids.
That's what I was trying to grasp from that. That's no.
Where's
No.
the pro-life God here?
Yeah, for real.
So that means that you have redeemed. That means that they have to pay for them. So if I didn't pay for my firstborn,
these 10 commandments, not these 10 commandments.
Yeah, the other set.
Yeah.
What are they gonna say to the first grader and say, but I am the first one in my family?
Yeah, I am.
Me too.
I'm the only one.
Well, we're both dead then.
And if you are the only one, then still you are the first one. So
yeah.
They should have either break our necks or pay. So I don't know. No one is to appear before me empty-handed. So
what does that mean?
Parents did not went to the church to redeem us. So I don't know. I think we're like we're breaking this command just by existing, because we should have had our necks breaking or something.
Bring money, bring something. Gosh.
Yeah.
So that's what we're supposed to be teaching kids in school. Don't come empty-handed. Bring something for God.
Jeez.
And another time that it says again that you have to rest the 6th day. I don't know. I have met a lot of Christians that work on Saturday, so
a lot of Jewish people I know follow that, but no Christians I know, no Catholics, no Jehovah's Witnesses. I mean, for me personally, Sunday was always, go to the Kingdom Hall, but ever since leaving, Sundays also my only guaranteed day off during the week. I'm in the liquor industry and we're closed on Sundays, so I just use Sunday to chill out and relax. I go to the river, but I also do the dishes. I do the laundry. By this, I'm not supposed to.
Yeah, you're not supposed to. And this list also it doesn't say anything that we just saw regarding the not shall kill, the not rob, anything. Is talking now about celebrating of another festival.
So important.
Yeah.
Something we could live our lives on. Morality.
Yeah. And 3 times a year. So you see, is this version are going to be posted in schools? Because that means that every company has to give us 3 times a year weeks for festivals. I mean,
this seems like it would be more helpful for the church than the students that would be learning this.
Do not offer the blood of sacrifice to me or anything containing yeast. I don't know, for a god that did not like it, did not like yeast. I think that it could have like a really easy remedy of not creating it. I mean, what the hell?
Oh, man. Wow.
Okay.
There's
Bring
so much.
the best first fruits to soil to the house of the. Okay.
Oh,
Do not cook a young goat in his mother's milk. Oh, that's nice. I guess.
that's a weird sentence. Sentences I never thought I'd read. Like I'm sitting here
How
thinking,
is yeah?
like, I
How is this any of this relative to today?
what? I basted my chicken in eggs before I bread it up and fry it, but what? I don't know if they were offspring of the other. I don't know. That's just weird. I don't want that information. Do not cook a young goat in its mother's milk. I can't wrap my head around it.
Okay. And what else? Well, this is another list in Exodus 34, but there is another one in Exodus 20. So,
And that's probably the one that they're basing. Like, this is probably the list of 10 commandments that's going to be posted in the school, right?
I guess,
If I had
but
to guess.
it also is kind of like, remember the Sabbath, and there is again the adultery thing. I don't know who's going to explain adultery to first graders.
5-year-old, yeah.
Yeah. And
Wait, what was that about the thunder and the lightning? When people saw the thunder and lightning and heard the trumpet and saw the mountain and smoke, they trembled in fear. Is that a threat?
yes,
Sounds like it.
yes. During
Now
this
we know
time,
that thunder and lightning don't come from God,
Mhm.
but rather chemical processes in the sky.
Yeah, but in this context, they were saying, please don't let God speak to us, or we will die. So okay.
So what happened to having a personal relationship with God and
Right?
talking to him daily and him
Yeah.
knowing your heart?
That's how I was told, like, talk to Jehovah like he's your friend. But now I'm not allowed? That's what's wrong.
Yeah.
Man. The inconsistencies.
Alma,
Mhm.
we have a special message from somebody in the WAU chat that we can play on here if you could grab it and put it up. I think it'll be
One
fun.
moment. Which one? Is with the star?
In the WAU host chat.
Oh, okay.
Our friend Owen left us a message.
Is
And
the
by
one
the
that
way,
says that
Alma,
Oklahoma requiring the Bible? Is that the one?
Hold on.
no, it's in the host chat. It's not in the private chat. It's in the WAU host chat.
Yeah, on Facebook.
It's from Owen. By the
from-
way, Alma did the cover for Owen's book.
Oh, you did? Oh,
I don't
that
know
was
how many
beautiful.
people out there knew
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Oh, it was very nice. I liked it.
Yeah.
He's sending me a copy. I'm so excited.
Yes, I am so thankful
That
to
is
him
so
to
cool.
allow me. Let me see. To allow me be a part of his book by picking my design as the cover.
Ah, that's awesome. That's so awesome.
And let me. I
He
cannot
also
find it.
did a
I'm
great-
sorry.
There, I put it in the in our StreamYard chat for you, Alma.
Okay.
Hey, sorry, I've got to jump off soon, but thank you for having me join the conversation. And
Yes, I'm so glad I got to meet you. I've heard your name more than once, so now I get to meet you.
yes, good meeting you as well.
Yeah, thanks so
I,
much, Ann.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he also
Found
did a
it.
great stream on the 10 Commandments if anybody wants to watch that.
I'll have to poke at that one. I saw it come up the other day and didn't get a chance to listen. Ah, it's my brother.
There he
There
is.
it is. And
Just wanted to record a clip for you guys. My sister called me earlier, said she's going to be on Alma Tadero's podcast. I heard you guys are talking about my book and everything. I hope you guys enjoy it. Hopefully your book club and your other stuff going on goes really well. Let me know how it goes. Anyway, thanks for including me. Thanks for playing the clip, listening to what I had to say. Appreciate that. And I'll talk to you guys later.
Yay!
thanks so much. Woohoo!
Thank you, Owen, and happy birthday to him. He's 35 today.
Yeah, happy birthday!
Yay!
And I hope he really, really enjoys his birthday now, because as you
Yeah,
know,
I think he did.
I don't know if people know, but we were not allowed to celebrate any birthdays.
And now I celebrate, like, I will go over the top to celebrate my birthday.
Yeah. Yep.
Live it up.
Yeah. Now I go to even if I don't have my friends near to celebrate, I'll go somewhere and buy a cake for myself.
Yeah. My husband makes sure I get a cake every year, which is so sweet, so thoughtful of him, and I really appreciate that. And it's not a huge cake, it's usually just me and him. Maybe the kids come by or whatever, but it just makes me feel good to be recognized, And I cannot understand how anybody could find fault in that, in celebrating your children and being happy at their existence. I think my kids are freaking awesome, and I want to celebrate that. Why wouldn't I? So, yeah, birthdays. Nothing in the commandments about that I know of.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about that. You cannot celebrate your birthday in the commandments. And look what I found.
Oh, there we go. Yay. Yay. Mary's been reading it and messaging me about it, and it sounds like they're just really, really enjoying it. That is a very nice cover. Wow.
Thank you.
That's really well done. I like how you played on the publications that we're so accustomed to seeing, like the Young People Ask and stuff like that on the bottom half. I like that. Yeah, good job. Wow. I'm excited to get it. He's got it all packaged up for me, and I'm excited.
Yeah, and everybody just try to get this book. It has a lot of explanations for everything they believe, and it's really nice.
Yeah,
really good.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you. It's great.
And here's another one.
Yeah,
the
100 questions.
Is this one. I also did the cover, but and I kind of took inspiration in how they do their covers, their book covers. So that's why I wanted to be something that if I Jehovah's Witness see it, maybe thinks that is from them. So who knows?
Yeah. I think you did a good job. Nicely done. Thanks for your contribution.
And like I said, I really appreciate your brother for letting me be a part of it.
Well, I'm sure he appreciates you too. He didn't say that, but I feel like I can speak for him and say, yeah, he appreciates you too.
Do you mean? Oh, look what we were saying. You mean thunder isn't warming?
Oh my God.
14. Damn, correct.
I remember one day on the school bus, I was getting on the bus or getting off the bus, but the kids and I, we were all talking and laughing as you do, and it was storming. And I remember some boy saying, God's farting, or when it started raining, God's peeing. And that just was hilarity for a bunch of elementary school students.
Yeah. But they have a point. I mean, we are supposed to be made to the image of this supposed God. So if we fart and P is supposed to do
Yeah.
it too. So, in regarding of this topic, so far I haven't seen anything that could help kids to get better morals because they see it every day. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like there's so much of that. Like, okay, you can have whatever beliefs you want. I don't have an issue with that. Believe whatever the hell you want to believe, even if the earth is flat and that's your belief, whatever. I don't have to agree with it, but also neither do I have to expose my children to it, and they shouldn't be exposed to that in an educational setting. If you want religious education, then have a religious school. There is public school for public education, and there are religious schools for religious education. A very dear friend of mine, she sent her son to a Catholic school. He had a great education. She's very satisfied. They're Catholic. That works very, very well for them. Public school works very well for us. I don't understand why anybody thinks that they've got to shove their belief system across the board. They're religious schools for a reason. Keep it there. Let the rest of us have a public school and get out of my face with your nonsense, I guess.
Yeah. And this is something that even when a lot of like Christians of different stands are like saying, "Oh, yeah, it's a good thing." No, it's not a good thing because you don't know what flavor of Christianity they're going to shove into your kids.
Exactly. That is something that needs to be taught at home and kept at home. You don't get to. There's a meme that I see floating around from time to time. It basically says that religion is like a dick. It's fine, but don't wave it around and shove it in my face.
Exactly.
It's a bit funnier than the way I said it, but I really like it.
It is. I mean, now and like we already talked about all these things, all the lists and everything. Everything is like there's terms and conditions for everything.
Yeah.
So I don't think that this is helpful.
A lot of it is basic, just standard life rules, like the one you've got here on the screen. Thou shalt not murder, shall not steal. That stuff that's just stuff that kind of makes sense. The stealing is a little bit gray because we talked about baby formula earlier and food, but there's just so much gray in there, and it's basic life lessons. We don't need a religious spin on a basic life lesson and
exactly
to a wall in school. I don't need that. I've got enough bullshit, honestly, enough bullshit to deal with in the world. I don't need to also navigate that.
Yeah. And also, there is something else. This is not even an original idea from the Bible.
No.
I know that I have heard I have heard that people said, "Oh, yeah, you're gonna talk about the Hammurabi Code." No. There is another religion that was very close to the zone where the Hebrew people were, that had the same idea.
Oh, yeah.
In reverse.
Yeah.
And this case is, I'm talking about the negative confession. It's from the Book of the Dead. And I think it's even a little bit better than the one in the Bible. The reason why I think it's better is because this is taking personal responsibility.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. Yeah.
This is talking about what I haven't done.
Right. It's personal.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like, oh, yeah, I make sure that everybody follows these other rules about redeeming their kids or whatever. No. This is about what you did with your life. And I
Yeah.
think this, in a way, is a little bit better than the one in the Bible.
Yeah. Yeah. It's certainly less controlling, less demanding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the way it's worded, phrased, you know?
Instead of saying, "Oh no, you shall not kill," I said, I didn't do it."
Didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I have not lied.
Yeah.
I like this one. I have made
Made
no
known to weep.
to weep.
I haven't been an asshole to people. They're not crying because of me.
Exactly.
Yeah, these are interesting. I've not been angry without just cause. Right below that slandered one that you highlighted. Both of those are. I like that. That's a. I have not done this. It's.
Yeah. Like I said, that's the only thing that I like regarding that, because in this you are taking accountability for what you have done. It doesn't
Yes.
care what anybody else, like the neighbor, the whoever. It doesn't matter. It's just what I haven't, what I have done or not done.
To learn
Computer
anything
stop.
Randall.
Sorry, my Alexa decided to talk to me.
And look, this one.
I'm not a man of violence. Oh boy, yeah. Not pride intimate. Wow, boy, yeah. These are. I've never raised my voice. Boy, I wish I could say that.
I have not acted with arrogance. You know.
Yeah.
I have not snatched away the bread of the child.
Yeah. No, give the babies bread. They need to eat.
So I don't know.
I was just looking at. I looked up the Satanic Temple, looking for their fundamental tenets, and that is. There's just 7 of them, and there's so much.
Let me see if I can look for it.
Okay, they're so much kinder than what's on the commandments. Like, strive to act with compassion and empathy toward all creatures in accordance with reason. The struggle for justice is an ongoing and necessary pursuit that should prevail over laws and institutions. One's body is inviolable, subject to one's own will alone. Freedom of others should be respected, including the freedom to offend. Belief should conform to one's best scientific understanding of the world. I like that. People are fallible. If you make a mistake, do your best to rectify it and resolve any harm that may have been caused. Like, these are just, I like these a lot better. I would be much more satisfied and feel a lot better about humanity if this was posted in a school. But nobody wants that because Satan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Never to distort scientific facts to fit one's beliefs. Yeah, that's very reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. What a world.
Yeah. Well, it seems that we are arriving to the end of the show, so I want to take advantage of this to thank our patrons. Let me see. I want to thank Karen Butcher, Puck, Helen Green, Logan Fisher, Amanda McLeod, Eric Ossold, Ryan, Deneen Murphy, Dandy, Michael Wiseman, Sunny Shell, Aaron Colson, and Phil Calderon. Thank you so much, patrons. And also to invite everybody, and don't forget to check out the other shows on Skeptic Haven. We have Mondays, the Black Free Thinkers, Tuesday, the Secular Subbox, Thursday, the Sunny Spot, Saturday, the Global Atheists and Women Atheists UNLOAD, and Let's Talk on Sundays. Okay. Well, what would be like your final thoughts about everything that we have said so far regarding this list on schools?
I fear for our country and our youth. I don't really. Yeah, God. I don't know. I hope we can beat this crap and maintain our freedom and not have somebody else's belief system shoved down our freaking throats. I, for one, did plenty of that as a witness, going on people's doors and knocking. And I'm sorry for that.
Me too.
We don't need that. We don't need that.
Yeah. And what's the worst thing? That when I was in school, I remember that I was expected to give kids around me the books, show them the
Yeah. Oh my
magazines.
God. Yes. Oh, how embarrassing now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, like what we need at school is indoctrinations. No.
Mm-mm.
What we need is education.
Yes.
And we should speak up and don't let it take the education away from your kids.
Yeah.
This is not something good. This is not something that is going to benefit them. And it's not. It's nothing.
No.
Nothing is going.
There's nothing good
come
from that. Nothing good comes from that. Just more oppression.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, I have was asking us if we were going to play the clip
The
from
video.
yeah. Yeah, we already
We did play it. Yep.
Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for being here with us during this topic, and thank you, Carrie, and thank you,
always.
Owen. Happy birthday, Owen! Woo!
Yay! Happy birthday.
And also thank you, Anne, for being here. And she had to go to the Apostate podcast, but yeah. And thank you everybody who were in the chat asking questions and giving their opinion regarding this topic. And also, if you want to help the video, please share, put more comments in it, and subscribe to the channel. Have a wonderful evening.
Yay! Bye.
Bye-bye.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away.